Welcome back, students. Here we are with lesson 8 from chapter 2, page 125. The central question is still the same. What strategies can be used to multiply whole numbers? Today we are estimating. Most of you have done a really nice job this year at listening to the words and the directions to know that an estimation is what is being asked. When a problem asks for about how many, you can use estimation, rounding, and or compatible numbers. In a problem that are easy to compute mentally. So you're doing some of the work by showing your work and some of the math mentally. Okay? So you should always show your work, but some of it will be mental math. So we want to use compatible numbers that are easy for mental math. Example 1. A pet store has 12 gecko lizards for sale. Each gecko lizard costs $92. About how much money would the store make if it sells all 12 gecko lizards? Estimate the product 92, the product of 92 and 12. First way, round one factor. Think, it's easier to compute 92 times 10 rather than 90 times 12. So we'll keep our 92 and we'll round our 12 to 10, right? Because on a number line, if I have 10 and 20, 15 in the middle, 12 is closer on that hill, and it'll take it down to 10. So we have 2 times 0 is 0. 9 times 0 is 0. So then we'll move on. That's tomorrow's lesson, sorry. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 9. I'm sorry, we needed the 0. I almost should start over. Okay. I think it's because it's stacked. I'm thinking about the standard algorithm, but I don't like that. We know that 92 times 1 is 92, and we need to keep our 0. So your answer is 920, right? But we could round both factors. So we could round 92 to 90 and 12 to 10, because that 2 makes it closer to the 90 and the 10 as opposed to 100 or 20. And then we know 9 times 1 is 9, and I have 2 zeros, so I keep those zeros. By rounding both factors, our estimate is 900. So notice this is the same problem, and we're estimating, but we have two different answers. Both answers are correct. Okay, one is closer to the right answer if you were to actually multiply these two numbers out, but they're both correct and they are similar. Use another way. Use compatible numbers. This is where most of those we could get to a mental math situation, but not always. Here, we're really trying to use powers of 10 and things that are very easy to multiply. So if I have 92, okay, it's much closer to 100 than, say, 50 or 0. So we'll round up to 100, and we'll round 12 down to 10. We have powers of 10, and we have been practicing a lot, right, with powers of 10. So 1 times 1 is 1, and then add in my 3 zeros. You can always check if you're not sure by doing repeated addition or one of those other strategies, but 1000 is the correct answer. Notice that we have 1000 this time. We had 900 and 920 on the other two methods. So there's 3 ways to estimate, all within 100 of each other. So that's pretty reasonable. Now we'll use the calculator and we'll actually multiply. Because tomorrow you'll learn, not tomorrow, but lesson 10 you'll learn how to do 2-digit by 2-digit. So the answer was 1104. Circle whether the estimates were all less than or greater than the actual product. So these were our estimates. they were all less than the actual product. And that's partially because we rounded down. Even though we rounded up here, we rounded down there. So for the most part, we were rounding down. That would create a less than answer. Guided practice. Estimate by rounding or using compatible numbers. Show how you estimated. Round both factors. So I'm going to round 32 down to 30, right? Because if I have 32, I'm starting with 30 and 40 on a number line. I guess that should be over just a little bit, but if you are not right there in the middle at the peak, you're going to go one way or the other if you're rounding to the nearest 10. So you have to always have to know what are you rounding to or decide. And we want to go to something that's easier for us. 18 though, if we have 10 and 20, right? 15's right there in the middle. Which way am I going to lean on rounding? Well, 18 is way over here. So I'm going to round up to 20. 3 times 2 is 6. Keep my 2 zeros. So the product is about 600. Remember, we also learned that this is like the equal sign, only equals would mean we want the exact answer. This means it's about 600. So there's a new math symbol for you. Guided practice number 2. Use compatible numbers. So now we're not just rounding both factors, but we're trying to think even easier than just rounding to the nearest 10. But what might be super compatible powers of 10 easy numbers. So 98 rounds to 100, rounds up, and then 83 would round down to 80. So we have 1 times 8 is 8. 1, 2, 3 zeros. The product is about 8,000. Wonderful. All right. Let us know if you have any questions. Have a great day.